Hi guys, and welcome to a video of the MS12Q firing system. This is a small 12Q firing system from RF Vimatech. You can buy it directly from them in China, or you can purchase it from two British companies, EasyPyro and Wireless Fireworks. I myself purchased it from EasyPyro, as obviously a British company, and if any faults or any questions or any queries, it's a lot easier to contact a British company than a company in China and get answers, or any fixes or any lost parts. It would be a lot easier to contact a British company. This is an ideal firing system for a smaller gun. Like I said, it has 12 Qs. You can fire 2 or 3 igniters from each Q, so you could probably either fire 12, 24 or 36 fireworks. Obviously it doesn't have any sequential firing or sort of like sequence, or you can't program it or anything like that. It is a basic firing system. It's not a Cobra or Firestorm or anything like that, but it's not designed to be, and obviously the price point reflects this. It's just a simple 12 Q firing system with a simple 12 button receiver, which you just press 1 to 12 Qs and obviously very light, and set your 12 Qs off. For myself, this is ideal as I have a small 20 meter garden. I don't need an advanced firing system. I'm not really into musicals or sequential. I just wanted something to stand further back and press a button and obviously enjoy my fireworks from a distance away, as opposed to being underneath them, lighting, running, lighting, running. It's a lot easier to wire this up a couple of hours beforehand, set it all up, and obviously when you come to do your fireworks display, just easy to press the first button and away you go. So in the box would come the system, the remote, 2 arming keys, and a set of crocodile clips for connecting to a 12 volt external battery. If you turn the system on, .2 volts, so obviously I haven't got a fresh set of batteries in there. It's quite low, and I switch the system to arm. Make sure the remote is on and press the button. Nothing happens at the moment. You have to switch it to learn. Hold down the learn button. Green light comes on. Press any button on the remote. And this remote is now paired with this system. So if you now switch it to arm and press button 1, yeah, nothing happens. Okay, I must have got that wrong. In a second, let's try again. Press learn. Press the button 1 again. Now switch it to arm. Ah, there you go. There you go. Button 1, button 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. You can get another remote for this, which is a timing remote. You can set it for button number 1 to be 0.1 second, number 2 0.2, and it will fire 1 to 12 in quick 6 sequence. This basically would be, maybe the system could be used as some like a rocket volley at the end of a firing display, but that's the only reason I could suggest. You wouldn't want to fire 12 kicks in 0.1 seconds unless you're having a really big finale. So if you switch it to test mode, this will check your continuity and circuits. As you can see, there is a strong red light and a very faded green light for every connector. If you take your connector, this will fire talons or electronic E-match. I have consumer E-match, which basically the Visco goes through there, put the end of the Visco inside there, and it is basically a match which gives a sharp, quick burst of flame and should light your Visco. So if you take your connector, and obviously I'll put the phone down first, hang on a sec. Right, if you take your connector and place it in, you can now see the red light has gone off, which means it's wired, and we have a strong green positive light, which means good continuity and all ready to fire. So if you place the igniter near the door, switch it to R mode. Trying to get this so I don't light the table. And you press button 1 on your remote. Cue number 1 fires. That will light a piece of visco which will set off a cake or firework. Smells lovely as well. So that's button 1. Like I said, you can set this up to fire multiple cues. You can either obviously set your igniters in series or parallel. Obviously, the disadvantage of parallel is if you put your first igniter in there, it'll give a solid green light which says you have good continuity. If you put your second igniter in the same hole, it will still show the same green light to show good continuity. Now you might think that is good continuity across 2, but all that means is you've got good continuity across 1 of your igniters. You don't know if you have good continuity against 2. The best way to wire up the circuit is to wire in series, which is the end of one igniter going to the beginning of the next igniter, and the end of that second igniter going to the second hole. And that will then have 2 cues firing from the same, 2 igniters firing from the same cue in a series connection. I have one down here, so let me just see if I can hook this up to a system and I'll show you. Right, as you can see, we have, obviously, don't leave it like that, that's not the world's greatest bit of wiring, but the end of one goes to the beginning of another, and the 2 ends of the second 2 igniters, so good connection, no errors, and we have 2 igniters for number 1. So, if we switch it to ARM mode again, and press 1, both these igniters should fire. There you go. Both igniters fired, so this means you can fire multiple fireworks from the same cue point. If you want basically a bigger finale, say for example you're having 1 to 11 fireworks to single cakes, round on number 12 you want to hook up 1, 2 or 3 separate cakes for maybe the triples or doubles, or maybe 2 separate ones. You can have that as your finale and you can fire multiple cakes off a certain number of cues, or if you do, or like say if you want to put the 1, 2, 3, 4 as maybe cakes, then on number 5 maybe hook up 3 or 4 rockets, and then once you press number 5 it'll fire all 3 or 4 rockets at the same time, and then go back to cakes, and then maybe on your 12th cue fire multiples again. So it's a good little system. Like I said, it is designed more for the smaller garden, and obviously like I said, it doesn't have many features or big advantages or able to multiple fire, but like I said, for such a small system obviously the cost is a lot less, and for myself personally I only needed a small system as I don't have a massive garden. So for the small garden firing consumer who wants a bit of electronic firing to be able to stand back and watch his firework display, it's absolutely perfect. Obviously, you know, if you move on to more advancements in fireworks and you want a bigger system, you can, but like I said, for starters, absolutely fine and no problems whatsoever. So this is a quick review of the MS12Q firework firing system, and hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just ask, or please subscribe, and I'll catch you again. Thank you very much. Ta-ra.